And hopefully they run me the same way. Then we went from there to, actually Bobby Judkins gave me a chance at Riverside Park to drive his car. And there's a legend. Even though his wife was my cousin, which helped. He gave me a chance. We went to Stafford Speedway on a special race on a Tuesday night, Modified Madness. And all I really wanted to do on that night there was just not be lapped. I was racing against Richie Evans, Bouchards, Bugsy Stevens, all the great people. And we accomplished that deal. And then the following year, Bobby didn't have a driver at Riverside Park, and I started driving for him. And I really appreciate what he did for me and taught me a lot. It's kind of funny because he would never ask me what the car was doing. He'd say, what do you think? No, it's not bad. He said, well, I see where you're lacking a little bit. He said, I'll fix it. And he did. And we won 3 championships in a row at Riverside Park. He built a car, and he called it his kite. And I went down there one day to get seated in the car and get fitted and stuff like that. And I got in the car, he had it on the scales. He says, where's the rest of you? I go, this is it. This is all. He says, what do you weigh? 140. He goes, damn, he said, I'm going to have to put a lot of lead in this car. But that car there was a kite. It was something that he built himself. And just like Muse Hewitt, he had his own innovations. He had his own ideas. And he made me a great driver. He gave me the opportunity. I really thank him. Then we went to the Busch North. And to me, that was the elite. That was the elite. Ricky Craven knows. Raced against all Bobby Dragon, all them guys. And I had ultimate respect for every one of them. And I learned a lot in that division. I wanted to be competitive. And I worked hard at it. I worked really, really hard. I spent a lot of money too. And had great success. I drove for some great car owners. And you can't ask for any better than them people that give you the opportunity to drive for them. Mike O'Connor, one of the best teams I've driven for, and the greatest and the most generous people I've been with, and had the pleasure to know. Then I started running the modified tour on a part-time basis with Art Berry and different teams, and had great success. And I really appreciate all those car owners that all gave us a chance to do what we love best, and that's race. And no matter what the outcome was, if it was a bad night, come over and said, next week we'll be better. We'll be better, don't worry. And we were, and things were good. And last but not least, Mario Fiore. We had our ins and outs. I called him up one time and said, I want to drive your car in Florida. Well, it's going to take you X amount of dollars to drive my car in Florida. Well, I didn't have it. And I said, well, lesson learned. So as time goes on, in '94 at Riverside Park, they had a modified tour there. And I get a phone call from Mario. I would like you to drive my car at Riverside. And I gave it a little bit of thought, because he kind of pissed me off a little bit when he said no. So I says, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to win that race. I want to make it a point to win that race. I want to give it everything. We went to practice. We went to one practice. Paulie comes over, Haskell comes over, and says, what do you think? I said, we're good. We're good. I know it's going to be good. We time trialed, and I blew that up. I went 1 lap. We got 2 laps. I pulled in the infield. What happened? He says, we're all set. Yeah, but you had another lap. Oops. So we started in the top 5, and we ran. We pitted for tires. The guys did a great job pitting the car. We came out front, and we just finished the race, and we won. That was one of my biggest accomplishments back then that I could really think of. So time went on, and raced some modifieds and some Busch cars, got with Mike and Pam O'Connor and different drivers and different owners, and had a blast. You can't ask for no more. Then in 2000, Mario started calling me again. And at that point there, when I ran that one race for him, he called me the next week and he says, you want to run another track? And I didn't know what track it was. I can't even remember. I says, no, I'm all set. Thanks. And I did that to get back at him for the time he told me to turn me down. Mario was a great guy, though. He was a great competitor, and he knew what he had needed to do to get done. Reggie Ruggiero competed against him year in and year out, and we fought for battles at Riverside and other tracks, and just head to head. It was my pleasure and a great time. 2000, he calls me up, and I kind of put him off. I said, no, well, let's try it. It's only going to be a part-time deal. Go to one race, see how it works out, go to the next race. Who would know? You finish the year 5 wins in the national championship in the modified. Guys, thank you. Teddy Hebert, great sponsor, Teddy Bear Pools. If it wasn't for him, that would not have happened. Thank you. Then I started racing throughout the modified tour for the next couple of years. Matter of fact, the following year we won the very first race out, and we went to a race with Greg Nardi. We raced his car at Waterford, and then I got a call from Mike Bowler, and he had, you know, limited funds and limited car, and he says, I want you to drive my race car. I says, why? You're driving your race car, don't you? He says, yeah, but he says, I can't do what I need to do and do both things the right way. So I got together with him. We had 3 wins that year, and we finished second in the points again. And I got to thank the Bowler family for that. Then I finally decided in 2007, well, and I gave it a long, hard thought. And I finally told my wife, I says, I'm retiring. She goes, what? Now there's one fan of racing that is, to me, is a #1 fan. Because I thought I was gonna get my ass kicked. She, what are you, nuts? I can't believe you're thinking about this. I says, what is there to do? What more can you accomplish in the races that you've done? The only thing I could do is go race against Ricky Craven in the Cup Series. But I thought, you know what, I've had a good career. It's been a long career. I fought hard for what I got. And my family's been behind me 100%. All my kids, my wife, my sister, my brother-in-law, my whole family. And I gotta thank a couple of my boys over here, Paul and Brian. They've been with me for, God, gotta be like 30 years of it anyway. But I gotta thank Near. Again, like I said, I never thought I'd be here. But I'm glad that they recognize what we do as racers. And I'm very proud to be one of the inductees. Thank you.
Now when you hear the phrase higher than a kite, you'll think of one man, Jerry Marquis, who took that kite car and many others like it to more than 300 victories in an amazing career.